can't stop thinking about these books. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I am talking about some novels that I can't stop thinking about. They have given me not book hangovers because I can still read books after it. It's just that I keep thinking about it no matter what. I keep talking about it, or like in different situations at work, or maybe different situations in my life, like when I'm waiting for the bus or when I'm walking home. I think about certain scenes in the novels that I've read and I can't stop thinking about it. And it just shows you that the author did a really great job at storytelling, and I am addicted to the novels. I want to reread it again, but not too soon because I still remember everything. But I figured that I should recommend you these books because maybe you'll be interested in reading them because they're just fantastic. So I'm going to start off with the book that started it all, and the reason why I'm actually making this video is because this book right here. It's called The Escape Room by Megan Golden, and this book came out this year, I think in 2019, probably in the summertime. So it's about four investment bankers, or four bankers who are really good at their job. They're good at mergers and acquisitions, and they're good at making deals. So they're very smart and they make a lot of money, and they are driven by money, by status, and by job titles. So they're very ambitious. We follow three men and one woman, and they're all like in their ages of where they are middle age, and we follow each of their stories. So for example, one we have is like the leader of the group, and he is like the manager of the whole team. So everybody looks at him for guidance and looks at him as being like basically not God, but like basically the one that is the most diplomatic and that can solve all the problems that are happening in the team. Then we have another character who is secretly an alcoholic. He is slowly losing control of his ability to manage drinking while also working, and he thinks that he's doing a very good job at hiding the fact that he is an alcoholic, but he's actually not. And then we have another character who is a family. He's a father of two little children, and he's doing well. And the only problem is that his wife is feeling very neglected. His wife is feeling very neglected, and she in turn is actually spending all his money. To get back at him, she uses his credit card and buys a lot of expensive things like diamonds, like new house appliances, like bags, like clothing, designer things, and things like that. And he's like, okay, like this is like a lot of money, but he doesn't want to say it to his wife because he thinks that he is the breadwinner and he should be able to provide for her. And he thinks that if he just closes more deals, then he could somewhat make a balance on the amount of debt that he has to repay off in his name. So he's dealing with a lot of that stress. The only female character in this novel, she is a hardworking, intelligent woman, and she means business. She doesn't want to mess around with any of the boys. She plays the boys game very well, but she also knows that she is getting underpaid and she's not getting the recognition that she deserves. So we get to see like a little feminist aspect of that as well. So the whole premise of the story starts off with that these four characters are invited to participate in an HR activity in the middle of the evening. They're invited into their work building, which is also under construction, and they think it's really weird. It's a HR activity called the Escape Room. So if you guys don't know what the escape room is, it's a room where you get locked up in with your group of friends, and you get a lot of clues and you got a lot of details, and then you try to use those clues to solve the riddle and to like help you leave the room. So they go into the elevator and they think that like it's going to be Gucci, like they're going to win it. So suddenly the elevator stop and they are locked inside. Turns out the elevator is actually the escape room, and they have a lot of clues in the elevator. And I couldn't stop thinking about it because it just dove into like human nature and how humans kind of change to get what they want, and you get to see from like multiple perspectives of it and how it impacted their lives. And I just couldn't stop thinking about it. It was just so good, and I highly recommend you to read this one if you're in for a creepy psychological thriller and suspense novel. So the next novel that I want to talk about is actually a YA novel, and it's Marie Lu's Batman, Nightwalker. So this is a part of the DC series where famous authors write like a superhero character and then they tell their retelling of the story. So this is the YA version of Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne lost his parents already, and we were familiarized with the Batman story and his origins. He's young, he's rich, he's super smart, and he's just like inherited a lot of money from his super wealthy parents, and he doesn't know what to do with it. So then now it's his time to like become a crime solver, or like whatever they call them, like a superhero. So this book is mediocre at best. Like, I felt like it was interesting because it's Batman, and but like what really tied me in, what really pulled me in, is Marie Lu's writing. This was actually my first Marie Lu book, and I couldn't help but adore her writing. She is definitely a talented writer. She knows how to pull you in. She knows how to describe things very well. And there's actually this one line in this book about how if technology is made to help you, it can also turn against you. And I was like, girl, like, wow, you really did it. You really spooked me now, because obviously if we think about it, like, all this technology is used to help us, but when will it actually turn against us? Like, if you just keep thinking deeper and deeper about it, like how like anything can be used against us at some point. I really like this novel for what it's worth. I think I gave it 3.5 or 4 out of 5 stars. So the next book that I want to talk about is a book that I do have, but like I don't have it with me right now because I actually lent it to a friend, and it's called What We Buried by Kate Borman. It is a YA psychological thriller that really messed up with my mind. Like, I couldn't even believe how badly it messed me up. Like, I finished the novel and I had to stare at a wall because I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like, I was like, what the hell just happened? Like, why am I feeling so attacked right now? I had to stare at a wall, and I was like calming myself down because it was like already in the middle of the night, and I was like, this is spooky. This is craziness. And my mind was spinning. So this book is about a toddlers and tiara girl. So she, just imagine like those little tiny little girls that we see on TLC. She has a toddler, she has a tiara, she's on a reality show, she's doing well for herself, and then now imagine her growing up in the public eye and just growing up in general with all that fame and attention on you. So our main character doesn't want that anymore, and she feels like she's being psychologically like attacked. She was being abused when she was a child by being forced to be on these TV shows by her mom and her dad, who were addicted to growing her career. So she wants to have a legal separation from her parents. So it's drawing a lot of media attention from everyone, obviously, because this taller and tiaras girl is like getting emancipated from her parents, and like, why is that? And it's like this whole discussion topic and this whole narrative that's happening, and there's a lot of drama. So on the day of the court ruling, her parents are supposed to show up at the court, and she shows up by herself, but then her parents are not there. She swears she sees her parents in like the courtroom field, but then she disappears. There's a missing persons report like filing for both parents, and now she and her brother are on this road trip. They go on this road trip to go find their parents because they think that their parents are locking themselves away in a cabin far up, like in a different city, and they are escaping from the court ruling because they don't want to get charged and they don't want to get fined and they don't want to like be separated from their daughter. So the daughter thinks that like they're being very selfish right now. So she goes on this like manhunt to go find them, and a lot of creepy things happen along the way. Like, for example, they drive down a road, but then they keep missing the left and the right to escape the one-way road, and they keep circling back like the same buildings, even though it's like a one-way road, which doesn't make sense. So now they're freaking out and panicking. A lot of mind-bending things are happening, and the ending just really messes you up. Like, you don't even know what hit you until you read the final last sentence, and you finally get like just like a little gist of what's happening. So anyways, that is the 3 books that have been keeping me up at night, or at least keeping me wide awake and like making me think. And I hope you found some suggestions too, and I hope you like this video. If you do, definitely hit the subscribe button and definitely give me a like, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Can't let you go. I can't let you go, no. 우리 운명 저 다음 걸어겠죠.